What's up, my crypto legends? So yes, the Bitcoin rally from this year has finished. We got a major drop and we would be expecting lower, whether we do get a bounce to $28,000 potentially and then another leg down. We're going to analyze the situation. We'll be going to the lower time frames to take a look at those major trading setups that I am looking at with the Legends trading community. We also take a look at the higher time frame, guys, to understand where we at in this cycle. We're going to take a look at Fibonacci time because timing in this market is very important. So you know where we exactly at in this cycle. Of course, we take a look at the DXY just about to break this resistance area. Will we manage to get above successfully the 104 level and have a major rally for the coming months, bringing Bitcoin down to those major levels where we're going to have great buying opportunities, guys? If you want to know all about this, you want to stay tuned in this episode. Hi there, Andy here. Welcome back to another episode of Bitcoinsensus. Before we go through the 4-hourly time frame, 1-hourly time frame, take a look at the lower time scenarios to see where we could go in the coming weeks, guys, and also the next coming days to look at those trading opportunities. We want to understand where we're at inside of this cycle. This bear market cycle that we've been since 2022, this is a relief rally. Are we going to see a bit more continuation to the downside? Everything points out that yes, we could see more corrective waves. Now, let me just explain the 4-year cycle. You might think to yourself, this time is different. A lot of people thought that this time was different and also this time was different. But we have been creating the 4-year cycle peaks also here in this cycle. In the other cycle, from peak to bottom, it has been also 1 year, give or take a few weeks of difference, but very similar in timing from peak to bottom, guys. And also, this rally that we've had this year has been very similar to the last rally from the bottom of the bear market cycle. Being exactly round about 7 months of rally, we've also seen 7-8 months of rally here. From the bottom in November to the top in July. And right now, getting that nice corrective move that we've had a few days ago. So you might think to yourself, okay, yes, it is true. You know, we are following the cycles. The halving is just several months away, okay, from now. After the halving, you usually get into a major big bull market, as you can see on the chart. So you would expect a follow through, okay, after April, May of 2024. The next months should be quite bullish, just like we've seen with previous cycles. Now, let's explain Fibonacci time. Fibonacci time is a very powerful tool. What it means, you know, from a massive impulsive move to the upside or to the downside, it doesn't matter. What I want to see is at least a 1-to-1 extension inside of the corrective move. Meaning that from the start of the impulse, which would be here, to the end of the impulsive move, if we take a look at Fibonacci time, I want the same timing from this impulse for the corrective move. At least the same timing, a 1-to-1. But also it can extend to the 1.618. That is also definitely a possibility. Corrective moves can also be longer than the impulsive move. You would want to see on average at least a 1-to-1. So if we do take a look at the previous cycle, just so you can get, you know, something here. If we do take a look at the Fibonacci timing, all right, from the previous cycle bottom to that top of that summer rally, we can see that if the C19 crash did not happen, the bottom could have been right over here, exactly the 1-to-1. Here in the green, we have the 1-to-1, as you can see. We started rallying here after the 1-to-1 extension, meaning that the timing from here to here is the same timing from here to here. We started a major rally. Now, here in the gray black, we do have the 1.618 ending right over here. So we had that black swan event getting a major crash and then a really nice rally. Obviously, after the 1.618, we started that major recovery. So I want to implement Fibonacci time here also. I want to go from the bottom of this bear market that we've had, which was in November still. Okay, there is the bearish case scenario of an ABC here for the next coming months. It is definitely a possibility, but let's go with this, you know, bullish projection, okay, which would mean that we're going to still correct here for the coming months. If we do take a look at Fibonacci time here, which is very important, guys, and Fibonacci time is insanely powerful. We can take a look at multiple examples, guys. It is really powerful. Now, from the bottom of this bear market, still it is priced in at 15,500 here in November. From that bottom point right over here, we can see, if we do take a look at Fibonacci time from that pivot point, and we go to the high here created in July, the one-to-one extension goes all the way to February of 2024. So you would expect that market, okay, corrective move to be all the way here till round about this range. Of course, now this could hit this down here. We could come back up, and then come back down here. It might take quite a long time, okay, in several months, obviously, to get, it doesn't mean it has to be the exact bottom at the one-to-one. It just means that the corrective move, whether it's like this or like this, should be ending round about this zone in between the 1-to-1 or the 1.618, which would be in July of 2024. So I would be expecting this period over here for the price to bottom out and start finding a recovery. Of course, that recovery can happen slightly before the one-to-one extension, which would be in February of 2024. We could already start recovering from here. So you might be expecting a bottom here, so in between 1.1 and 1.618, but the price is already recovering. This means that the timing of this corrective move is already entering a finishing period, okay, when it's a one-to-one extension. It could even go to the 0.618 and start recovering, which would be around about November of this year, and then start recovering. Okay, but that only means that after passing the 1.1 extension, that corrective move already is entering into the finishing stage, and we would be expecting a rally into the halving, which is this vertical white line that I do have here on the chart. Okay, so that is my projection here. That is the possibility if we were to follow through, guys, because so far, yes, history doesn't rhyme, it doesn't repeat, but it does rhyme, so far, peak to bottom, it's exactly the same timing, give or take a few weeks. From the bottom to the peak here also, same timing. Does this mean that the timing is going to be very similar as well here? Everything points out that it's definitely a possibility. So we would be looking for that, bottom formation, round about February, potentially March. There'll be a couple of months in between 1.1 and 1.618, but we should be entering a bottom formation. This means that should be a great buying opportunity for Bitcoin if we were to follow through the previous cycle timing. Now, what I want to explain, there is a massive bearish case scenario, of course. There's multiple different Elliott wave counts. We would go with this bearish one right now, this being 1 wave, 2, 3, 4, and 5 right there, slightly getting above third wave. And now we are entering here the C wave, which is the last corrective move that could bottom out in the next coming months. We've had the A wave right there, the B wave, and also right now we're going to create that C corrective wave that should bring us beneath $15,000, potentially to those massive bearish targets of 10, 12, 10, even 9K, right? Where we do have a CME gap. Is that possible? We're going to leave it as it. Yeah, it's definitely a possibility. This cycle could be different. We could enter a black swan event. We could enter a massive recession. There's been expectations for recession now for several years, yes. So will it be at the end of this year of 2023? 2024, nobody really knows when that is going to come in, but that could bring the best buying opportunity for Bitcoin. If we were to dip beneath $15,000, I am definitely going to buy some Bitcoin at those levels if we do get the chance to go all the way down there. Of course, that would be the macro, massive bearish case scenario, black swan, big depression worldwide for the next coming years. And then obviously we would be looking for that major crash that would give us a great opportunity. But what if, it never happens? It's going to extend. We got the presidential elections also coming, and, maybe there's going to be a bit more money printing. There's, recession is going to extend to 2026 or 2028. Nobody really knows exactly when that is going to come. So that's just speculation. So far we're going to go with the data that we have from the previous cycle. We got the halving here in April, May of 2024. Supply is going to be cut in half. Adoption is growing every single week by big scales. So we could expect the previous cycles, to be, this cycle to be like previous cycles. Getting mixed up here with my words. But yeah, so let's just go with, the possible bullish case scenario, guys. If we were to start seeing that corrective move here with the timing, You know, we should be bottoming out at some point in between February, July of 2024. Maybe it might be November and the price will start going sideways and recovering, and that will be the bottom. So overall, the corrective move that is going to happen in the coming months, okay, already starting here from the major drop, you know, could give us that great buying opportunity for Bitcoin. I'm already dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin, I want you to know. And right away, we know with the lower time frames, of course, these are just predictions. These are just higher time frame predictions, and they can change very rapidly because, you know, it all follows the DXY and the stock market and the global world situation, right? When we did see the C19 crash in 2020, you know, it was just was an unexpected thing. So unexpected things do happen here. So higher time frame projections are very, very difficult. Lower time frames is what you want to know. And of course, we'll be zooming in here right now on the lower time frames so you can check out here. I'm going to give my explanation on what could happen here in the next not only coming weeks, in the next coming days, where we could find those major opportunities for Bitcoin, because there is a bullish scenario and maybe all of this that we've talked about on the cycles is not going to happen. And here we're going to bottom out around about $24,000-$25,000 and enter a huge, massive rally. And of course, the explanation for this is a wave one, this is a wave two, and then we're going to get into a massive wave three. And the bull market is how already started, right? It's definitely a possibility. We'll be talking about the bearish count. But before we go that, guys, I want to let you know, of course, where I trade 90% of the times is on Bybit. You get an insane bonus down below in the description. Bybit, my #1 crypto trading platform, $30,000 worth of bonus to be claimed. Of course, you need to do KYC for this, but if you don't want a KYC exchange, the best option out there for me is Bitflex. Bitflex, you also get a nice bonus here if you sign up with a link in the description. No KYC, so with an email and a password, in less than 2 minutes, you are signing up already to trade on that exchange. You got a nice tutorial also here beneath that link in the description. So dive in here right away with the lower time frames. Let's go with the daily. Yes, we got that massive rejection. We couldn't break above the $31,000, $32,000 range. The biggest support level from 2021 and 2022 obviously has turned into the biggest resistance of 2023. Obviously, the biggest support level turns into the biggest resistance level, as you can see on the chart, failing to break above it. Right now, there is the second largest support level that we do have here on the Bitcoin chart. Yes, you guessed it, that is $25,000. Big level of resistance from 2022 inside of the bear market. Also a major level of support. So the possibility here of a double bottom, just as we created a double top right over here, is definitely on the cards. It is a possibility. Of course, the probabilities are not in our favor, as I showed you from the cycle here with the timing. The probabilities are that we are going to see corrective moves in the coming months. That is just bringing a little bit of a hopium, you know, leaving that the possibility is there. But I would expect another retest here of the $25,000 range, and obviously a follow through and a breakdown. Now, yes, there's several ways in counting this. This is a major support level, guys, that is holding very nicely. We've had a test right there of the low and then a consolidation, right? The price of Bitcoin is just waiting here to see, you know, are we going to get a larger relief rally first, or are we going to consolidate, form a bear flag, and then, you know, get that movement to the downside in the coming days? We're going to analyze the situation right away, so make sure to stay tuned, okay? But overall, we understanding the structure. And what I can tell you here, if that successful breakout does happen, we have a high chance that $19,000, which would be this last higher low created in March of 2023, is definitely a possible target. I would arguably discuss that this could be the bottom if we were to correct down here. From this corrective move, I would say that this could potentially be the bottom. And this is going back to the previous cycle. If we go from the ultimate bottom here in November of 2022 at 15.5K to the top, the 7/8 Fibonacci, which would be $19,000, could be the bottom if this were to be a wave one and we are entering the wave two. But Andy, why would you think that this is going to happen? Why would you think, you know, at this point, a lot of people will think that 15K will be hit and also going down to 12K and lower. Why do I think this could be the bottom? Well, it's looking at old data, looking at the previous cycle. Halving is just going to be, just a few months away. And of course, the halving is a special event. Of course, the supply is cut in half Adoption is growing. There's not Bitcoin for everyone, guys. So obviously there would be a supply shock, and the price should increase. So going with that, if this were to be a one wave right there, and we're entering the two wave here in the next coming months, if we do take a look at Fibonacci, a common wave 2 can go to not only 50% Fibonacci, it can go all the way down to 7-8 Fibonacci. And from the bear market low from previous cycle to the high, we knew in C19 crash in March of 2020, we went down to the 7-8 Fibonacci here, as you can see on the chart. So we're just going to leave it as it is a possibility. If everything is going to continue like the previous cycles with the timing and also with Fibonacci retracement, we need to understand that yes, pivot low of the bear market to the pivot high of this summer rally, which was almost the same timing from the previous cycle. History does not repeat, but in this case it is. There's just a couple of weeks difference, which is very, very small when you're looking at months and years. We could arguably discuss that the 7-8 Fibonacci from the pivot low of the bear market in November of 2022 with this rally is round about $19,000, give or take a bit of volatility, of course. So yes, it is definitely a possibility for that second wave corrective move to end. Just something here that we need to point out, guys. I think it will be a great buying opportunity for spot. Of course, for trading, we day trade, we look for levels. We're very good with risk management. This is not like buying into a massive swing long position. Of course, we can get into swing long, but we'll be very, looking at the lower time frames and be very selective for the trading opportunities. You know how I am. I like to be very selective with my trades. So that is a possible scenario. Looking at the lower time frame bearish, case scenario here, that is what I would be expecting. Now, that would be bearish case scenario. This has been a wave 1 right there. This a 2, this 3, this 4. This has been 5, not managing to overlap very much the fourth wave. And we are right now inside of the ABC corrective move to the downside that can get all the way down here, right? That liquidity grab. It's the second wave on a larger scale, and then we move into higher levels. Let's just leave it as it is a possibility. Of course it is. Now, of course, there's the bullish case scenario. There is a bullish count here, which is very disturbing, of course, which is, from the pivot low here of the bear market, right, in November at 15K. We have this as a possible 1, 2 waves right there. Then this 3, 4, right? Excuse me here. This is not right. This would have to be like this because this is an ABC flat. And the third wave tops here, not with this one. This is the fifth wave. And what if this is an ABC flat corrective move, right? And we're not going to successfully break beneath. I do expect a potential test of the lows created a few days ago. So yes, dipping below $24,000 is definitely, a possibility. It's going to be very interesting on how the next move here is going to occur, because I would expect a capitulation. The strongest support level of $25,000, if it breaks through successfully, this movement has to be very large and very quick and very painful, guys. Because if we do dip below the A wave here, if this were to be an ABC flat, if we do dip below the low here created in June from this corrective move, if we start dipping below this level, guys, and consolidating at $23,000, $22,000 range without having follow through, forming a double bottom, a triple bottom, you name it, that consolidation that is not getting that price action to move to the lows here of $19,000, this is going to be an insane bullish accumulation, I can already tell you. And that means that this could be an ABC flat. Of course, this is all speculation. We would have to see that. We obviously, as traders, we talk about this in the Legends trading community. We wait every single day. We talk about multiple scenarios, guys. If you want to join the Legends trading community, you do have the link down below in the description. We have Sam as a coach there as well. And I post every single day. We do private live streams as well and talk about the possible trading setups that we do have. Now, lower time frames, guys. Let's go to the lower time frames to talk about the major opportunities. Those are just a few projections here that I have ready for you. Lower time frame possibilities here, guys. Now, this is one of my favorite ranges where I can make insane profits. I like to trade the ranges I am very successful trading ranges. Like I said, these are kind of non-events when there is massive volatility and possible drops. If I'm not already in a short position, I would be very careful looking for longs and not rushing into the short, of course, as I don't chase the trend. But these are beautiful ranges where some massive profits can be made, guys. Been shorting here the tops, long in the lows, and making really nice profitable trading setups. Now, what could happen right now? Yes, let's just go here on the lower time frames and explain, okay, we've had a major drop, we've had a dead cat bounce. Question is this dead cat bounce going to create three waves, being that this has been the first wave coming all the way up to $27,000. We've had a B wave right now, and the possibility here in creating that C wave is very much on the cards, meaning that we could go not only to $27,000 but even to $28,000 range. Now, that is definitely a possibility. What I am looking at here with the Legends trading community is that crucial pivot high here that we have from the dead cat bounce. It is very important for that ABC structure. As soon as you get above the A wave, you know that the C wave structure could be coming to its end, meaning that it might be a great shorting opportunity, especially if we do get rejection from the top of the A wave at $27,000. This is not a level to short exactly as we're pumping through the level. It's a level where we're expecting a rejection or a possible consolidation or a double top at the range, so we can detect that potential shorting opportunity. If you want to know all of that information as that price action does happen, like I said, you want to join the Legends community, because here's where I post every single day the lower time frames and what I am looking for my next trading setups for Bitcoin. So yes, that is definitely a possibility. Now, on the other side, if we do start breaking beneath the lows, the value area low here very successfully with some high volume, I would expect the price action to follow through, not only to test this low over here, but to get very close here to the low created from the drop that was created here on the 17th of August. So breaking down here from this range, this would look like that. This, yes, already the ABC structure, okay? ABC, the C wave doesn't have to get above the A wave. It can be pretty flat. So, if we start breaking down beneath the value area low pretty aggressively with volume, I would expect follow through, of course, to come down and test the lows. But we are at support, the point of control of the range. Some people in the Legends are in a long position. I'm in a long position here from this range. I'm very much expecting a possible bounce from this range. Obviously playing the defensive way, or not having stop losses here and adding to my position. Stop losses are very tight. We manage our risk very well here in the Legends community. So not much more to be said. Like I said, interesting point for me to start looking for aggressive short positions, all right, for a swing trade would be the pivot high of the dead cat bounce. When I analyze the situation here, how we're hitting the level, it's an interesting point here to take a short, as it can create that swing failure pattern. It would be the end of the C wave here to the upside. Very interesting pivot point, okay, to take that short. And obviously, for long positions, it's already good for long positions, okay, at this range, in my opinion. We are looking for those longs here. Where we're currently at, we could get resistance at the value area high, something that we are paying attention as well. It all depends on how much volume we have hitting the level. We cannot talk about a level, this is a short, this is a long. We need to take a look at the volume, take a look at the reaction. Are we creating double top scenarios? Are we getting exhausted? Because whoever's out there saying this is a short, this is a long, yes, they are strong levels of support and resistance, but we always need to analyze the situation and the volume as we are heading that level to then take the decision and know where to place our stop loss. Guys, not much more to be said. I can say that the DXY is at a crucial resistance point. It is still not a confirmation. Of course, if we start breaking above the last lower high here on the DXY at 104 level, then of course, I would expect a massive bullish trend on the DXY for the coming months. And that would mean that obviously Bitcoin will continue the bear market, okay, correction here. Of course, like expected, like the previous cycles, everything will be falling into place. But I would expect the DXY to top out at some point in the coming months to get that massive reversal. And of course, why do I think this? Well, obviously, because the DXY is in a huge, massive bearish environment, as you can see, for the last decades, creating lower highs and lower lows. And if we do take a look at the lows here, for example, in 1979, peaking here in 1985-ish, that was about 6 years approximately. You can see here from this bottom in 95 all the way up here to 2002, right? He had 6 years here, 7 years here. The DXY has been rallying right now for over 10 years since the bottom, and it is in a massive bearish structure for the last 4 to 5 decades, as you can see here. So how much the DXY can rally? Is the DXY going to lose value in the coming years? My opinion obviously is yes. That is the possibility, of course, of a Bitcoin super cycle if we were to follow this trend. So I think the DXY is poised to have that major corrective move in the coming years. So we are at the last point of this rally, in my opinion. I think the rally cannot continue much longer here. It might be several months, but I wouldn't expect, the rally to break this peak, okay, from 2001. I think it's an unlikely situation in the coming years, to break that 120 level, okay, and, break it through here in 2025 or 2026. I just think, that corrective move, that lower high is just about to peak at some point in the coming months. And of course, that will be a great opportunity to buy Bitcoin. Bitcoin will be bottoming out, and we were expecting that rally super cycle for Bitcoin. Not much more to be said here on this episode, guys, with a little bit of a long one. Hopefully you got great information, just to understand the higher time frame view also on the DXY. Let me let you know there is hope still. There is hope on the lower time frames here. We are at resistance. The bearish structure will only be broken as soon as you successfully get above the 104 level. We got the point of control of the zone of the last 1.5 years approximately. We have the last lower high, which is this one. As long as we're beneath this level, this could still be another lower high, guys. And this means that Bitcoin has got a chance for that rally in the coming months. As soon as we break above this level, guys, we can know that the bearish structure for Bitcoin is going to continue for the next coming months, and the DXY will likely have that bullish momentum also for several months. Thank you, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.